has been 6 months since the hashtag Hear Us Niantic movement. So today I'm gonna give my opinion on how Niantic has handled Pokemon Go in the last 6 months, together with how the general community feels towards the game and especially the events that has been going on for the last 6 months. So hi to all of you guys! So for those of you who do not know what hashtag Hear Us Niantic is, it is a movement that happened back in the month of October 2021, where we were all trying to get Niantic to not decrease the interaction radius from the game. So eventually Niantic, announced that it was going to be a permanent feature, hence why, if I bring my screen up right now, you guys can see there are actually two different circles. The white circle that's pulsing out from my character right now, that's the circle to see spawns, and the pink circle, that's to spin Pokestops. So we still get double radius for interacting with gyms and Pokestops, hence why I'm able to spin the Pokestop despite them not being within the white radius at all. Yup, my iPad is hanging for some good reason, it's laggy over here. But I want to point out a few things that Niantic has done really well and also could have been better also. So let's go ahead to check out under the news section over here, alright? And we can see that first of all, the latest news that we have obtained is about the next season's Community Days event. That's a very good thing because Niantic did say that at the very end of each season, they will actually announce the next 3 months of Community Days. But it's not even the end of the season of Heritage right now. It's another 13 more days before it ends, but we have already gotten information that the Community Day for the month of March is on the 13th of March, followed up by 23rd of April, and then followed by 21st of May. So having all this information is really good because all of us can plan our schedules according to the dates that are announced, so we can go to the blog post and see all this also. So we can see that it's just the same information, not too much details over there because we do not know what Pokemon are coming up, but what I want to talk about is also for the last few Community Day event Pokemon, which I'll talk more later on also. So let's go ahead and check out the other event details though. We can see that there's also the Love Cup, which was announced I think a day after the Love Cup was actually released into the game, so that's a slight delay on their part. And there's also the Valentine's Day event, etc. So all this news and all this information is very good to actually see all this being announced in game, and including the TCG trading card game also, and about the Hisuian region, the Voltorb, etc. coming to the game, and etc. But there were some things that Niantic did really well. The last example that I could give you guys is kind of an apology to us, the community, stating that they have actually stopped trading because there was a glitch for trading at a point of time, which I've already made a video on that, where we can actually do 100 guaranteed lucky trade if you actually are lucky friends with a friend, and the lucky trade, the icon will not go away. And they made an announcement to stop that, the trading feature. Eventually they re-enabled the trading, and they actually made an announcement in game. So those are really good. You do not want people to not know what's going on in the game, and an important feature like this being removed or whatsoever should be announced. So that's a plus point that Niantic has done. However, now it comes to the bad things, alright? So the things that Niantic did not do too well is that, yes, these are all really good details, but it's not enough. What I mean by that is that, well, I've not been on Twitter for the last 5 months. Twitter is where, Niantic and, Pokemon Go actually gives majority of their crucial and small little itsy bitsy information also. So let's go to Twitter and check Twitter out, So the thing about Twitter though, I don't really wanted to use Twitter for the last 5 months or 6 months because I just wanted to see if I could actually get information about the game if I wasn't active on Twitter, and the answer is it was very difficult. Alright, I actually still got information from Twitter because my friends would take screenshots from Twitter to send to me, say, hey, there's this thing going on or whatsoever, blah blah blah. So I'll be like, okay, cool. So if we were to check out Pokemon Go, okay, yep, there's Pokemon Help, the help also. Let's go ahead to check out Pokemon Go. Yeah, you guys can see that Pokemon Go is very active here on Twitter. It's talking about even the season of Heritage update and Shadow Pokemon coming on Valentine's and whatsoever, and even giving out the information for the Community Day dates a few hours before the announcement was being made in game also, I believe so. So eventually, there were a lot more posts, this and that. It's going to be very hard for me to go through every single Twitter post here for the last 5 months, alright, to actually show you guys. And this was a retweet by a Pokemon Go Allure Up podcast, where they actually had a small little test system in-game for the people in America. I think it's like a day after the Hoppip Community Day, whereby they were testing in parks, they were geo-fencing the parks to have increased Pokestops and increased spawns also. So, and in fact, the Pokestops that you spin that were available there, they had the task name called bonus instead of event or or whatsoever. It's just called bonus. And the Pokemon that you get from them, they are very, very different from what you normally see from the field researchers. But my friend Noel, he actually went for it, and he was at a park which usually would have 5 Pokestops. Eventually, it turned to a place that has 10 Pokestops increase instead, and 1 gym. So in total, it increased by 5 Pokestops and 1 gym. And he managed to complete the task over there. Eventually, 2 of the tasks were just rare candies, and 2 of the tasks he actually got Swirlix, and 1 of them was Vanilla Light. So it's not really that exciting in his opinion to get those. My opinion too. Alright, so if you check out like the Pokemon Go Twitter account though, they are very active on it, giving a lot more information, especially the small itsy bitsy one. Example that I can give you guys, which I'm not gonna scroll through to go and look for it, is the December Community Day. That the December Community Day, they did announce on Twitter that they decreased the effectiveness of incense. Hence, for those of you who did play during the December 2021 Community Day, probably felt like, hey, why am I not getting a lot of spawns? I'm not catching as many, shiny Pokemon as usual. Because they did announce on Twitter that they were reducing it. However, it was not announced in-game. So that's something that I feel Niantic should actually announce and say, and in fact changes made to even Go Battle League, the Stardust game, the rewards that you get also should also be announced. Not just the increased Stardust, but also the decrease in Stardust should also be reviewed also. So other itsy bitsy things, like other stuff that were announced on Twitter, which I personally have not read because there was so much information and whatsoever. I didn't want to read through everything. But all I can say is, Niantic could have, and Pokemon Go could have actually like give information in the game, especially the crucial ones. Yeah, we know about Sphere Community because all those are announced in game. Those are the important ones. Yes, I understand that. However, those things that affects the game as a whole, making it less desirable to play, should actually be announced in the in-game system also. That's what I feel. Alright, there's also the Niantic help, which I've not seen. Like I said, for the last 5 months, I've not been active on my Twitter account. Hence why I have a lot of messages from my friends also. I've not been messaging them, replying them on Twitter. I'm so sorry, guys, but I just wanted to stay away from Twitter because after the hashtag Hear Us Niantic thing, well, I'll tell you guys this though, I felt really, really mentally drained from Twitter. I didn't want to see anything, and I just didn't want to be on Twitter to actually see any of those stuff anymore. And also, like I said, I wanted to just see if it's possible for me to get like proper information about Pokemon Go if I do not be active on Twitter or another social media out of the game. Why am I doing that is because I'm trying to see if a player who doesn't use social media or Twitter or whatsoever can play the game properly and get information properly. And like I said, the answer is very, very difficult. So information in the game is very, very important, because if you talk about the country where I'm from Singapore, a lot of people do not use Twitter. We use Facebook, we use Instagram, etc. But a lot of us do not use Twitter. I understand that a lot of people in America do use Twitter, and Twitter is an American company, but not everyone in the world uses Twitter. I mean, a lot of Japanese uses Twitter, a lot of European uses Twitter, but I guess most of them also probably use it because of Pokemon Go. I personally would probably stop using Twitter, so if it's not because of Pokemon Go, and also not because of Clash of Clans, which was the previous game that I played also. So apart from all that, I just want to give my feel towards how the community has been feeling towards the last few months event. The last few months event, yes, some of them has been really, really bad. Some of them has been okay. Some of them has been really, really good. However, it's not catered to everybody. Of course, that I understand. It's not catered to everybody, each and every event. Example, if you take a look at the December events, right? There were not a lot of new shiny Pokemon, if I remember correctly. And Shiny Hunters probably didn't really enjoy that month, but I personally enjoyed that month a lot because there were 2 Pokemon that were spawning a lot, and I really, really wanted to get those 2 Pokemon, the Candy XL for those Pokemon, Swinub and Sneasel. And of course, right now with Bagon, Shadow Bagon being in the mix for the leaders from Arlo, I'm very excited to fight it. But not everyone goes after Shadow Pokemon. Not everyone goes after Candy XL. So it's a very small subset of people who actually enjoys this kind of grinding, this kind of crazy grinding. Even for me to spend just 3 days here in the Philippines and talking to the community and the community leaders and ask them about their opinion, etc. Yes, they did tell me that the pandemic actually affected them greatly because they were not able to leave their house to play Pokemon Go. So a lot of them dropped out from the game, and that I truly understand. Niantic did try, to make it easier for us to play by introducing remote raid pass and also giving us the double interaction radius with gyms and Pokestops. However, it's kind of a double-edged sword if you ask me. Why I say that is because, yep, you can actually do more raids because you can raid from home, right? But eventually, in the long run, everybody's just gonna kind of play their own game, being at home, getting their handles, and yeah, who are you gonna celebrate with, man? So that's the thing that some of them were telling me also, hence why I always try and tell my friends back home, like Auntie Gladys and etc. Like, if you guys want to play Raid Hour, come on, meet up and do Raid Hour. You can sit there, chill, eat something and chit chat while we actually play the Raid Hour. I mean, of course, we will still prefer to go out there and walk to go to each and every single gym, which sometimes Auntie Gladys and I do that. But of course, if you talk about efficiency, remote raiding is the way. You can raid for 24 hours if you actually have your friends live with people who are raiding throughout the whole entire 24 hours from other countries. And also if you do not get the notification cap also. So apart from that, I just want to say that the events for the last few months also has been really, really lackluster, especially the community day. So now let's talk about the community day. Yep. The last community day was Hoppip Community Day. What were we doing? We were at an island at a resort. We were not too bothered about Hoppip Community Day. I mean, it would definitely come to the realization of a lot of people, including those people who are spending time with at the resort at the island. They just wanted to get just 3 shinies. They were actually crazy hardcore hunters for shinies back then, like before the pandemic. But eventually, they stopped playing the game, and when they came back to play the game, they were just like, okay, let's just catch 3 shinies from this community day, and we are done. Yep, that's what they did. So personally, I've been doing that for a very long time, hence why you guys saw that I caught a total of 11 shiny Hoppips. I didn't really bother about it. Of course, if it's a very important Pokemon to go after, example, if it's a Swine Up Community Day Classic, I'll probably play harder. If it's Beldum Community Day Classic, I will play harder. If it's a Cranados Community Day, I also will play harder. I do not know if Community Day for Cranados is going to come though, but I'm just saying an example. Alright, those important ones, I will definitely go after them. But my point is that the last few months, Community Day has been really, really underwhelming. I mean, like, come on. Think about this. Last month was, Classic Community Day for Bulbasaur and something else here. I don't even remember what's the previous Community Day Pokemon. And if you talk about the month of October, it was Duskull, and then something really boring again. But the most exciting one was the month of, I think May, was it Gibbo? Yeah, so after Gibbo Community Day for last year till now, it has been really, really lackluster. So the other thing that, makes the community day excited for monthly are the raids. Alright, the legendary raids especially. Alright, Community Day is a monthly event. I mean, now you can say it's 2 times a month if you include the classic, assuming it's happening once a month. But to have really, really underwhelming community days for months and months and months and months, people are dropping out from the game. Okay, I can say that for a fact, not just within my community, but over here and worldwide. I don't even need to actually ask around, to ask in various group chats or whatsoever, but I can feel for it. And I can actually know that also by looking at different chats. Like, chats actually become quieter. And also, I hear people quitting the game and not wanting to bother too much about certain events, etc. Despite me and Auntie Gladys and Anne being excited for certain ones because we want the Candy XL for those. But like I said, not everyone bother about Candy XL at all. And of course, with the thing that Niantic has done towards the Johto tour, it has turned people off also. I've also made a video on that, just saying that from 16 new shinies available became, just 9 new shinies available. It's kind of a huge letback for a lot of people, and I understand that, but the Johto tour event is coming soon this month, and hopefully a lot of you guys will still be excited for it. I'm still going to play. I'm going to play here with the community here. But when we talk about raids, right now it is all the Reggie Ice, Reggie Steel, Reggie Rock kind of raids. Eventually it's going to be Deoxys and the 4 forms, but they're all going to be available for 3 days each. However, only normal form Deoxys, the first one, has the shiny form released so far. So the other 3 are technically new for the next 9 days. So hopefully people will be excited to get the shinies. However, if you do not care about the shinies at all, Deoxys, you do not really need it for any purpose other than for PvP. And yes, you need Candy XL only for Ultra League for the defense form Deoxys. Other than that, you do not really need Candy XL for whatever stuff or purpose at all, because Deoxys is not really a very super duper strong Pokemon other than the attack 4, where the attack stats is super duper high, but it's a super duper glassy Pokemon till it is not too viable to be used at all for whatever purpose. Despite me saying that DPS is the thing to go after, you still must have a bit of bulk in order to do at least a good amount of damage also. But anyway, the typing and the moves that Deoxys attack form has isn't too ideal, especially when you compare it with Mewtwo, since both of them are psychic typing Pokemon, and Mewtwo is still the superior one. Deoxys attack form is just basically not in the picture at all. So anyway, that's going to be it for the next few months. And especially if you look at the last few months' raids, months after months after months, it has been really, really, really boring raids. I mean, for the last few months, I've not been using my raid passes as often as what I usually would do. I think the last one that I kind of was excited for was for Giratina or something like that. That was the month of October, or Darkrai. And it's been 3 or 4 months, and when people actually kind of slow down playing the game because it has been boring and boring and boring, eventually people will turn to other games to play. That I understand, or in fact stop playing the game in total, and yeah, eventually those people who actually kind of started playing the game, like newcomers, when they see like a lot of people ain't interested to raid, ain't interested to play, ain't interested to do whatever thing on Pokemon Go, they themselves also feel like, hey, is this game dead? Like, I'm the only one playing. I'm the only one who wants to raid like Registeel. I mean, it's a legendary Pokemon. I'm still interested because everything is new to me. But nobody's interested because those are really, really boring Pokemon. They probably got all those like months and months and years ago. So hence why all this becomes a problem. It's a very, very bad problem because it's a long-term effect. It's a collateral damage in total. Of course, I've been hearing people also saying that they have quit the game because of #Heras19. It has been really, really boring for the last few months, and I totally understand that. But the thing is, Niantic also cannot give us every single exciting Pokemon out there and exciting event every single day, every single month. Because eventually, once we play hard for every single day, we will eventually suffer burnout, which a lot of people have probably suffered that and realized that. And that I understand also. But, Niantic could probably give us like good community day for a month, and then an okay or bad community day for the next month, and then a good community day again for the following month, and then an okay or bad community day for the following month, to like, switch it up a bit and not just give like months of bad community day Pokemon. That would not be nice. Likewise for the raid bosses, it can be, like alternating like good raid bosses, like Mewtwo could come in between the Regis, or like something else like Rayquaza could come in, or Kyogre or Groudon could just fit into the mix, and not just have 4 months or 6 months worth of like strong Pokemon, and eventually you have like 6 months worth of crappy Pokemon, and then people just get bored for 6 months. Yeah, you get excited for 6 months, then you get bored for 6 months. I'd rather be excited for 1 month, then bored for 1 month, then excited for 1 month, then bored for 1 month. I think that's better. Yeah, you guys can let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. That's basically what I feel, and also have noticed in the community, because I have felt like a lot of people have dropped out from the game, and for me to actually travel to a place like here, and for the community leader to tell me that the community ain't playing the way they used to play, of course due to the fact that the pandemic happened, it kind of breaks my heart. And I can't imagine like a community like this to be this strong back then when I first came here to Cebu back 3 years ago, and then eventually I still came back here 2 times, so 3 times in total, and I saw that the community was really strong compared to other communities that I've been to that are not as strong as this and not closely knitted as this. I can't imagine how those community are like right now. They are probably playing their own solo game, just receiving raid invitation from other people or whatsoever. And also, some people have also taken the easy way out, if you know what I mean, by being in the sky, and also taking the easy way out to obtain resources, especially using third-party apps, and getting distances in not the right way. But yeah, it kind of ruins the game, man. And talking about that, like whatsoever, that could be another topic on its own. I don't even know whether I want to make a video on that. I've been talking to the community over here and also and in other places that, using all those apps or whatsoever actually ruins the game, because if you're at home clocking all your distance, if you're at home in the sky spoofing, you know, you won't even want to come out to play anymore. And eventually other people who see like there ain't anybody playing anymore, eventually those people who are playing legitimately would actually stop playing the game in total. I for one can play the game out alone like all the time, but eventually once I see like, hey, then there ain't anybody playing Pokemon Go here, I probably wouldn't want to travel to that particular place to play Pokemon Go anymore, because the community is dead. But of course, I'm gonna try and talk to the community over here in Cebu City for the next few days. Hopefully we can meet up during the Johto tour to have something to play together. Alright, more information will be given to you guys hopefully by Lucas and the other people. But anyway, that's all for what I would like to say. Hopefully you guys alright, will be excited for the next few months, man. I mean, it depends on what Niantic gives us, right? Yeah, I understand that. So hopefully they give us really exciting events and also raid bosses. Although it's kind of nice to take a break also, but the break has been too long. Really, really too long. Alright. Yeah. Okay, so I'll see you guys in the next episode in the next video. Niantic, remember, please plan accordingly. Not 6 months worth of crappy events or crappy raid bosses. Otherwise, it's gonna be very, 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 very boring. Okay, so goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.